Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Our next guest says that ghosts are not just mythical creatures from horror stories, but can also be created by our ancestors. Here to explain, we welcome back the author of The Hidden Power of Your DNA, Judy Wilkins-Smith. It's great to see you, Judy.
It's always nice to see you. How are you?
Good, good. So tell me about this concept of the ancestral ghosts. What are we talking about?
You know those little whispers that you hear in your ears, the voices that tell you what you can and can't, should and shouldn't do? Sometimes those are the voices of our ancestors, and they've taken the time to kind of work their way all the way down to you. And now you think you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket, or money doesn't grow on trees, or relationships don't work for me. Not necessarily. Perhaps that's just the whispers of a prior generation.
And is it possible for us to hear these whispers or feel these influences, even if we don't feel directly connected or don't really know much of our ancestors' history?
Oh, absolutely. What you could do is two things. Number one, timeline your own life, and then look for the patterns that are emerging for you around whatever issue you have, and you're going to see them start to pop up. So that's one way of doing it. The other one, of course, is if you sit down and you take a particular issue, maybe it's money, maybe it's relationships, maybe it's your career, and you write down everything that you think about it, feel about it, and do around it. That's going to give you a very quick snapshot of where your brain is right now and what you've been listening to. Because what you've been listening to and paying attention to is now becoming your truth. AKA, here are the ghosts, and in they come.
So is that the first step to, if you feel like you've kind of identified some maybe hauntings or ghosts from your ancestors, to maybe reverse some patterns and chart a new course for yourself?
Absolutely. So your first piece is to look at what you're seeing. Don't be scared. Boo doesn't mean there's a problem. So look at what you're doing and then start having a look at what is one new thing that I can think about. How could I think about this differently? How could I feel differently about this? And what might I do that's a little bit different? And you start to rewire that brain.
Is Halloween just kind of a fun time to talk about the concept of these ghosts and kind of remind ourselves like, hey, we can actually take charge of some of these patterns?
Absolutely. Hauntings are a thing when it comes to patterns. They live in us. So do they haunt us for good or haunt us for bad? I say we use them to haunt us for good.
There you go. You can always make your own choices moving forward. Do you have people that come to you often and they're really surprised when they do kind of chart a path backwards through their history, how much those things do influence them today?
I would say they're surprised and they're pretty shocked. And when they suddenly start to see the connections, it's like, oh, wait a minute, I never even put that together. But yes, we are very much a product of the generations before us, either in collusion with or reaction to those generations. And I would say they're a fabulous place to go looking for ways to improve, ways to kind of level up. That's a good starting point. But yeah, they're pretty shocked. And you'll see it gets very specific. It uses words, it uses thoughts and feelings, numbers. So go look.
Sure. And I think maybe some people, I imagine it might feel overwhelming sometimes when you realize the influence that's been passed down, but then at the same time, empowering when you realize that you can chart your own path forward.
You hit that beautifully. First of all, yes, it can feel overwhelming until you take a deep breath and recognize that life is all about choice and you are always at choice. And then it's another deep breath and it's so, wow, this could be an adventure. Here we go.
There you go. Do you have any ancestral ghosts or hauntings that you've encountered in your own personal experience?
You mean in my own life?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. For heaven's sake, whatever you do, don't ever become an entrepreneur. It's way too risky. You're probably going to die.
That sounds like a good one. And look at you now.
And look at me now. I'm so grateful because I think what we often miss is the fact that those patterns came all the way down to us so that we could turn them into what they wanted to be.
That's a beautiful way of putting it. Judy, it is so great to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
It's always good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Judy's book again is The Hidden Power in Your DNA. We'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.